I'm still prepping, but it looks like we're gonna have a friend for today's recap. Isn't that right, Misha? Say hi to everyone. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Misha might pop into the video from time to time, so make sure you stay watching, right, Mish Police? Yes. Okay, so let's get right to it. I promise. She's just so cute. Alright, so at Julex's house, Christina is writing in her diary and is thankful she has Molly to talk to about Parker. And Sunny stops over to apologize, which is good. And he thinks Christina's offer didn't come out of nowhere. What is in my hand? Just, I don't even know. Lint, yarn, it could be anything. Anyway, he thinks Christina's offer didn't come out of nowhere and the professor did something to make her think that maybe it was an option. So he says he had Max go to Wesleyan to find the professor so Sunny could have a talk with him, and Christina wants Max called off, like literally right now. So Christina doesn't want to be rescued. She's not being intimidated. She wants control, and she can't have that if he's going to keep stepping in and trying to fix things for her. So he agrees to step out of the situation, but she has to be the one to call Max and tell him to step down, which she does. He hands her his phone right over. And we're good. At the hospital, Tracy threatens to have Obrecht fired, and Obrecht reiterates again that Dr. Finn is an accredited GH, and he walks into places with his bearded dragon and just blah, blah, blah. And Tracy says how, it would be in the hospital's best interest to get his papers going. And by the way, did you say a bearded dragon? So a nurse comes in with Tracy's medication, and according to the chart, Monica ordered it. So, I guess I wasn't that far up the base after all, even though it's technically Dr. Finn just going through Monica's channels. So Tracy won't hesitate with a lawsuit if her medicine is withheld because of red tape, and Obrecht is going to expedite the paperwork because the last thing she wants is, to open the hospital up to a lawsuit. And Tracy thinks that Obrecht is threatened by Monica, who has been chief of staff and done it better. Did Tracy just compliment Monica? Is it the end of days? Also, that she's threatened by Dr. Finn. So Obrecht leaves, and Tracy thanks Monica for getting Dr. Finn there. And Monica says she's not scared for Tracy anymore. She thinks everything's going to be fine. At the Metro Court, Carly is hand-delivering a bottle of champagne to Dr. Finn, to get relations with the public back on track. And also, since he is doing an indefinite stay, it would behoove her to, welcome him personally as a guest. And as she's approaching the room, a maid freaks out and runs out of the room and says she's never going back into that room again. So Carly introduces herself. Apparently the maid scared Roxy, who's a service animal, and he's very protective of his lizard. I originally wrote defensive, but defensive isn't the right word. He's very protective of her. So Carly is taken with how similar he looks to somebody she used to know, and he's like, oh yeah, I was at the hospital, and they said the same thing. So she asks what he's doing in Port Charles, and he says he was called in to consult, and she mentions how the health department shut them down for a few hours, and he's like, oh, should I know something? And she's like, oh, no, the mayor had a problem with us and, did it in, for like a move. And she tells him about the whole breastfeeding fiasco. And she asks what Roxy does for him, and he says legally she can't ask that question, and since she brought a bottle of champagne and has had enough legal problems lately, he won't press charges. So Carly turns the thermostat down, but he had set it to high 85 degrees because that's how Roxy likes it. So he found Roxy. She's behind Carly, and apparently Roxy is like a guy's lizard. And Roxy is now back in her tank, safe and sound. And apparently, she and Hamilton Finn really do like Carly. So I'm happy. I'm really happy with the character. Misha, you are not leaving. Okay, if you want to leave, you have to say bye to the people first, okay? Misha says bye-bye. Bye-bye. She's, aw, oh, you're so cute. All right, they expect something from me. Okay, she's gone now. Sorry. Where am I? Okay, so, and Carly leaves the room. At Kelly's, Laura is looking for answers about the key, and she thinks Nicholas should look into his gift too, but he kind of just wants to move on with his life. So he says that the key is Russian, and when the Cassidines left Russia, oh no, he doesn't say that. Monica had someone look at the key, and they say that the key's Russian, and Nicholas says that, yeah, I mean, when the Cassidines left Russia, they packed stuff in steamer trunks, and there's like a dozen in the attic, and you should really just stop with it, because it's just a key that opens a trunk. Why would you even want to investigate that? For like a lot of reasons. So she doesn't think anything Helena did was frivolous, and will be checking the trunks and then further on if that's where her journey leads her. At Wyndemere, Hayden is panicking and calls Diane to see how the ELQ papers are coming, and she Googles Naomi Dreyfus to see what pops up. And Liz, of course, she has to be talking out loud when she does this. Like if I'm Googling something, I'm not going to be like, well, I can't even think of anything that I would Google that I won't want someone. But but Liz asks who Naomi Dreyfus is, because she overheard Hayden going, ooh, when I Google Naomi Dreyfus, what comes up? So Hayden calls Liz a freeloader and her kids brats. And Liz asks again who Naomi Dreyfus is and what she's hiding. So Hayden accuses Liz of just wanting Nick as her fallback and not wanting another woman in his life. And as much as she tries to deflect, Elizabeth isn't having it, which I have to say is one of the qualities I really do like about Elizabeth. So, did I already say that? Oh yeah, I already said that. I'm sorry, I flipped the iPad, so I lost my spot. So Elizabeth is confident that if Hayden makes Nicholas choose between the two of them, he would choose Elizabeth. And I don't know how to tell her this, but he married Hayden. And he's not just going to throw her to the curb if Elizabeth just stands in the living room and gives him an ultimatum. I'm sorry, but I'm not, So Liz says that, Hayden doesn't have any friends, so who would she call it? Who would she fall back on? No one in town, not even Nicholas' family, can stand her. Elizabeth, what does she have to lose? This is just a roof over her head. She has 3 other places she could go. And now end scene. Ooh, we're already there? What? So Christina's writing in her diary again, and she talks about Rowan Blanchard, who's from Girl Meets World, if you don't know, and how she came out, and she really relates to her. But she's confused, and it's rough. And that she does miss college and her friends, but she doesn't miss constantly crushing on Parker. And then Parker's at the door. Who would have thought? So Sonny tells Carly he apologized to Christina and how he sent Max to investigate, and Christina called him to bring him back. And Carly thinks that he may have had Max back. He may have called Max back, but he says he didn't, even though the thought ran through his mind. And he thinks Christina's a lot like him, which is why he gets so worried about her. Because he knows, as much as, he has the temper and everything, he really is vulnerable when it comes, inside, And she tells Sonny about Dr. Finn. Monica calls Dr. Finn to let him know Tracy's medicine was delivered, and he says he plans to stay in Port Charles indefinitely. And I would like to note that he has a big bowl of lettuce, and Roxy is on the table eating it with, I'm pretty sure, our cricket toppings, which I think Roxy might be my new favorite character. I'm just putting it out there. Anyone who is planning on voting on Character of the Week, Roxy does count, so keep that in mind when you're going to place your vote. Nicholas asks Laura what she's afraid of with Hayden, what she's truly afraid of. It's not that she just doesn't like her, what's she afraid of? And she's like, I'm just going to say, I'm glad you have a good prenup. And after she leaves, he makes a call to someone to discuss something. Who knows? Hayden gets a text from Diane that the papers are ready, and Hayden is going to tell Nicholas that she wants Liz and the boys gone today. Elizabeth hops right onto the laptop, and Hayden left the search page open with the results for Naomi Dreyfus Berlin. A hyphenated last name, and the name sounds familiar to Liz, and she clicks on images and says, oh my God. Is Hayden Naomi Dreyfus Berlin? Is her face gonna pop up in images? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Do you? I don't know. Maybe a sister? Maybe, I don't know. The possibilities are endless. Who do you think she is? Do you think I don't know. the possibilities are endless. All right. Is it Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. Okay. So I'm going to formally open up the votes for Character of the Week. If you think you already know who you want to vote for, if you just want to get your votes in early. But I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.